Hussain went to the field making sure that the camp would be behind him. So he stood in between the camp and Ibn Sa'ad's army and fought them off. Hussain would attack the enemy and return to his starting point, making sure no one would penetrate through and into the camp.
After a long hour of combat, Ibn Sa'ad ordered all of his men to toss stones and arrows. Hussain was hit with a stone on his forehead, where the blood started to drip on his white beard and dyed it into red. Then suddenly, a poisonous arrow located his chest. Hussain then rode back to his starting point, where he fell off his horse and onto the heated sands of Karbala and said, "O God, all of what we have suffered, all this pain, all this sadness and all this agony is all a blessing, because I know you are with us." Hussain became exhausted by the pain of his injuries.
Surrounded by his enemies, most of the soldiers wouldn't dare to finish him. It is narrated by one of Ibn Sa'ad's companions, Hilal ibn Nafi', "I was standing in front of Hussain as he was drawing his last breath. Never did I see anyone whose face looked more glowing as he was stained with his own blood. In fact, the light emanating from his face distracted me altogether from the thought of killing him."
Some soldiers were trying to capture Hussain, but his horse would be there to protect him. The horse we speak of had shown loyalty throughout its life more than most men would show in a lifetime. History had engraved this loyalty in the core of its archies. The horse then laid down, trying to get his master on his back. Seeing him in this situation, the horse became depressed and sprinted back to the camp and began to neigh loudly. Zainab and the women were rushing outside their tents hoping to find Hussain, but what they found was a wounded horse covered with blood and without its master. Zainab began to run around in the desert searching left and right for her brother until she saw the light of a star resting on the soil of Karbala, a star on earth surrounded by garlands of red blood, reflecting the gleam of the skies to humans on it. Zainab got on her knees, wiped the mud off his face and the tears off of hers, and said, "O Hussain, talk to me. In the name of my grandfather Muhammad, talk to me. In the name of my father Ali, talk to me. In the name of our mother Fatima, talk to me." He then turned to her and said with the weakness of his voice overcoming his death, "My sister, you are breaking my heart."
One by one, Shimr, son of the Jawshan, ordered the soldiers to kill Imam. All were scared, one saying he couldn't kill him as his face resembled the Prophet's, the other saying he couldn't kill him because his face resembled Imam Ali's. Shimr decided to do it himself. He approached Zainab and hit her on the back of her head with the back end of the spear. She fainted on Hussein's chest. Then Shimr approached Imam Hussain, knelt down on Imam Hussain and aimed the sword at his neck. As Zainab opened her eyes, she found Hussein's body headless, and then looked up to the sky and found his head raised on a spear. The clash of the sword stopped his heartbeat, but with it came the birth of a wish.